So, welcome. The way we will frame the practice tonight is we'll tune in, and then we'll do some Kundalini yoga warm-ups, and then there'll be a meditation that we will do as well. Normally what I will do is use the count of days from the Mayan calendar, the Tzolk'in, and figure out like what is the energy of today, and then find a meditation, and I just didn't have time for that. So we're going to do a prosperity meditation at that point for 11 minutes, and then I'll play the gong for 30-45 minutes. Sort of see as far as how long, I'll play until we're done, like until we're all cooked, and I may allow you to just sort of relax, sort of stay in a relaxed state, and then it'll bring you back and we'll tune out. So to tune in, we'll chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. If you feel more comfortable, just listen, right? So I'm sure we can hold down the fort if we need to. But I want to explain what it is, because even if you're just listening, it's a conscious listening. So Om is the creative consciousness of the universe that permeates and surrounds all things. And Namo, if you're familiar with Namaste, Namaste is like I bow to you. So Namas, and then Te to you. So Namo is I bow. So in this case, I'm bowing to the creative consciousness of the universe. So that's Om Namo. And we'll do that 3 times. And then to tune out, we'll chant Sat Nam. Sat is truth, and Nam is, in the Kundalini yoga teachings, Sat Nam is truth is my identity, but really it comes from the beginning, of the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh holy book, which begins Ik Omkar Sat Nam. So Ik is one, Omkar is like universal creator. Sat Nam is referring to the creator. Truth is the name, or true is the name. So for me, when we're chanting Sat Nam, we're just saying, God's name is true. So we'll sit back up after the whole thing and chant 3 long Sat Nams. So in the meantime, just find a comfortable cross-legged position, or whatever's comfortable for you, right? So, and bring your palms together in front of the heart. You're rubbing your hands together, sit up straight. Eyes closed, rolled up, looking at the third eye point above and between the eyebrows. So just keep rubbing the hands throughout this whole thing. Inhale deeply. Suspend your breath and pull Mulaban, which is the anus, the genitals, and navel all together. Holding. Exhale, still rubbing the palms. Inhale deeply. Suspend your breath, pull Mulaban, squeeze and hold. Exhale. One last time, inhale deeply. Suspend your breath, pull Mulaban, squeeze and hold. Exhale. Now bring your hands to the heart. Thumbs touching the sternum. And we'll inhale and chant Om Namo Gurudev. So inhale. Sri Exhale. Just rest your hands on your ankles if your legs are crossed, or on your knees. Sorry, I forgot to explain the last part. True in the beginning, true throughout all time, true forever. And then the teacher, Name, another form of bowing, so just honoring the teacher of all things. So with your hands on your ankles or on your knees, inhale and just bring your navel forward. And then exhale, bringing your navel back. You can roll your shoulders. So inhaling, coming forward, exhaling as you come back. Do it in your own rhythm. And as you come forward, if you want, you can think to yourself Sat as you come forward, and think Nam as you come back. It's up to you. Just doing this in a gentle pace, so we're just warming up here. Kundalini is designed to awaken your prana, your life force. There's a much longer explanation that involves the different bodies, energy bodies, and things like that. For our purpose, we're just awakening the spine. It's called a spinal flex. So we're just preparing the body for yoga. And then inhale, come to center. Suspend your breath, pull Mulavans, squeeze and hold. So as you're pulling Mulavans, the anus and genitals, the navel, it's pushing prana, it's bringing energy up. Actually, you're mixing prana, which wants to come up, and apana, which is going down. You're mixing that sort of around the navel point. So with the hands on the knees, start doing we're going to sort of stir the pot, so to speak. So you go in this direction. I'm mirroring you. If you get it wrong, I don't know what wrong is. Go in one direction and then we'll change and go in another direction. I don't want this to be too involved. Again, we're just warming the body up. This will be good for your hips. If your hips are tight, you may find a little bit of tension. See if you can relax and have a little yogi smile. So it's not doesn't need to be too serious. And then inhale, come to center, and then go back in the other direction. Whatever direction you chose, going in the other direction. Feeling like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm doing right. I haven't taught Kundalini Yoga in forever, so I'm not even sure I'm doing it right. And then inhale, come to center. So let your head hang down, so your chin touches your chest or your breastbone. And then roll your head over to your left so that it comes to your shoulder. But ideally, you bring your head to your shoulder as opposed to bringing your shoulder up to your head. So rolling your head across, and then when you reach the shoulder, let your head hang back and going across to the other shoulder. Again, bringing your head to the shoulder, and then across in front. And just continue this very slowly. It's a very slow practice, neck rolls. Do this in your own rhythm. We'll do 3 or 4 of these. It's not really important how many you do as much as just it releases the tension in your neck. So if you have a lot of tension in your neck, you may find this challenging. If there's any pain, go ahead and stop and just sit comfortably. Find whatever feels safe for you. And the next time you come in front, just let your head hang. Check your posture. Notice if you slouch, see if you can sit straight up. And then we'll go back in the other direction. So going over to your right shoulder. And keep the shoulder down so your head comes to the shoulder. Bring the head back and across. To your right, your left shoulder, and then coming across in front. Just notice if one side or the other is more tense or more relaxed. And then as you come across this time again, let your head hang down. And then bring your head up. And bring your hands up on your shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs in back. And there we go. Inhale to your left, so that side. All right, so I'm going to mirror you. So inhale that side. Exhale to the other side. Inhaling to your left, exhaling to your right. As you inhale, you can think Sat, truth, and as you exhale to the other side, thinking Nam, the name of God. Continue at your own pace. So inhaling as you go left, exhaling as you go right. See if you can sit up straight. You can also do this with a really forceful breath. Keep your arms and elbows up. Inevitably, some of these exercises will be easier than others for you. It just depends on your own activity and your body. So if anything is painful or you're too tense, then just back off. And also notice if you find yourself warming up, if you're feeling more energized or not. Just tracking what is real for you, what's going on. And inhale, come to center. Now bring your elbows together in front or as close as you can, and then up and back. And then release. Come on to your hands and knees. Again, if possible, whatever's comfortable for you. And so we're going to do cat-cow, which is inhaling. You may have done this in other yoga practices, right? So inhale, you're arching your back, your head comes up. Exhale, dropping your shoulders from your head and pushing your back up. So inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, think Sat. Exhale, think Nam. Just moving gently, whatever feels like the right rhythm for you. Some people will go extremely fast, and other people more gently. So just know your limits. You don't need to, you don't get brownie points if you're going like at light speed. Just continue at your own pace. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam as your head comes down. Posture, suspend your breath, pull in the buns, squeeze and hold. And exhale, bring your feet together behind you and separate your knees, and then sink back into child's pose. And if it's comfortable, go ahead and put your forehead on the floor. Really sink down. See if you can. Women are generally more flexible than men, so I imagine you'll be able to put your pelvis down very close to the floor, really relaxing, letting your body rest on Mother Earth. see how deeply you can relax. Feel ready, just gently deepen your breathing first. And then gradually coming up to seated. So we'll do something called ego eradicator, which we can all use that. You can do it cross-legged. For me, I had hip replacement a couple of years ago. It's easier for me to sit on my heels. So the posture, the mudra for this is your fingers are rolled in, so like the tips of your fingers are touching the pads of your fingers, and then your thumbs are sticking out. And then we'll be holding them up at 60 degrees. It's like angles are a big deal in Kundalini yoga. And so, but first let's talk a little bit about breath of fire. So we're ready to go, you know what we're doing. So breath of fire, it's Kundalini yoga is the breath of fire people, right? Yeah. And, sorry, my ears got plugged up coming down, and I'll probably unplug about the time we're done. So the idea is you're pumping only the navel, right? So that's like the master's level version. You do what you can, right? You can also, if it's more comfortable, you can like roll your mat so you're sitting on something. So the idea is, and you're forcing the breath out through the nose, and then you're also taking breath back in. So it's you go at your own rhythm, but it can be like that. So. But like I said, go as fast or slow as feels comfortable. We will probably be going a little bit faster.
Are you breathing out through your nose?
It's everything through the nose and mouth, yeah.
A good way to practice would be pant like that. Now do it through your nose.
Okay.
And I usually have an egg timer, so we can do it for a specific amount of time, but we're just going to do it until it, like we're cooked, until the popcorn pops, and then we'll stop and do something else. The idea is, so the thumb represents your ego, and so we're putting that up so that, God or whatever is source energy can cleanse that. So we're thinking, this may help, it may just make it more confusing. So Sat, Sat as the navel comes in, and Nam, which is kind of counterintuitive. Is that a message from God? It's like, you're messing that up, man. You're not doing it right. But so I'm giving you a lot of stuff, and if it's just confusing, like come on, brother, I'm trying, but that's too much. You do what you can, right? You engage as best you can, and if you have to pause too, or if you find like sometimes breath of fire, like if you find yourself getting dizzy or overwhelmed or something, then you back off and just do whatever piece you can. And yeah, and we'll see each other in a few minutes. I don't know how many minutes it'll be. So, I mean, we might normally do 11 minutes, or that would be like an appropriate amount. If you go to what we did at Solstice, there are times, I've never done that, but where you could be doing it for like a half an hour, 60 minutes. So some of it is mind over matter too, right? So that's another thing. If you feel like, oh my God, or if you have shoulder issues, then maybe you do whatever, right? But a lot of it is, can your mind overcome those thoughts of like, oh, this is silly, or I'm going to put my arms down, or whatever. But like I said, shoulder issues or something like that, I mean, you see me adjusting because I got hip issues, so you do whatever feels right for you. Never, if anything I'm saying is like, I'm going to hurt myself if I do that, then don't do it. Take care of yourself first. So arms up, 60 degrees, your eyes are closed, rolled up looking at the third eye point, and begin breath of fire. So the goal, keep going, the goal is that you're entirely still and the only motion in your body is your navel pump. With, of course, the yogi smile. Keep going. However you're doing this, point the thumbs up. Make sure the thumbs are pointed vertical. Let's do one more minute. And inhale, and then bring your hands together. If you can, bring them over your head and touch the thumbs together. If that's not possible, just see if you can bring your thumbs together in front of your body, like wherever you are in terms of the arm position. And then spread your fingers and exhale and sweep your arms down through your auric field. Just rest here for a moment. Put your hands in your lap, one hand inside the other, thumbs touching. And now just breathe naturally. Just noticing where is energy flowing or not. Do you feel more energy in your belly or around the navel? Or more flowing up and down what some people call the vertical power current? The central power channel around your spine. Meditation. I think we'll just do it for a brief period of time. I don't really have, we'll do it for 3 minutes. Let me explain what we're doing first. So we're going to do a prosperity meditation because we're going to use a little more prosperity. And so we're going to be changing just the word. It looks like har. If it was written out, transliterated, it would be har, but it's hud. And kind of like thud, but without the and you're trying to hit the upper palate with your tongue on the d. So hud, 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 hud. Okay, you got it. And then we're hitting the edge of the outside edge of our hands together, and then turning the hands over and hitting the inside edge. And I believe it's left thumb inside right thumb. Does that sound right?
That is right.
Yeah. Okay. So each time it's like hug, 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 hug. Right. And so it's a prosperity meditation. I might normally do things longer, but I feel like for given people's experience level and whatever, let's just do it for 3 minutes. So you can always do it on your own longer if you want. You can go find it online. But given, like, we started a little bit later than probably we would have, and so we'll do this one thing, and then I'll have you lay down, and then I'll go on for a while until you're all floating, and then so let's go ahead and begin. So hug, 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 hug. So your eyes are closed, roll down, looking at the third eye point. Hug, 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 halfway there. Hug, 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 hug. 30 seconds. Hug, 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 hug. Really bumping the hands together. Hug, 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 hug. And hug is God. That's the name, another name for God. Hug, 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 hug. And go ahead and inhale, bring your hands up. Reach for the sky, spread your fingers. Suspend your breath, pull a little bund. Venus to genitals to navel, squeeze and pull. It's forcing energy up. Exhale, keep your hands up. Inhale again. Suspend the breath, pull a little bund, squeeze and hold. Start shaking your hands. Shake, 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 shake. As hard as you can. Exhale, keep shaking. Inhale deeply again. Still shaking. Exhale. Hands down. And go ahead and lie down. Just make yourself comfortable, and I'll play the gong for however long you play the gong. gong may be louder, it'll get loud at times, soft at times. Given the size of the room, I probably won't play it as loud as I normally would. Before we start, is temperature okay? Is AC, is it too much? You're okay for half an hour or so?
Okay.
Okay. You can turn the music down. gradually begin to deepen your breathing. Move your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Try and go in change directions. Now you're all kind of up against the wall, but see if you can stretch your arms past your head. Maybe you have to bend your elbows. And then point your toes, like stretch your toes. Let's create a push against the wall, but like stretch the full length of your body. Negotiate with your neighbor. I'm going to ask you to do a cat stretch, so stretching to one side, bringing one leg across the other, and keeping your chest, your upper body on the floor, and then twisting your body at the waist, bring your leg over. And it's kind of like a good one is you'd be looking your head back in the other way. So good that you're all friends and family, right? So. In every class I teach, be as cozy and friendly, appropriately so. So twist, make sure you go in both directions. So now you're gonna have to all negotiate back and go the other way. So ideally you're twisting your body one way and then you're turning your head back in the other direction to give you a full, it's really kind of arcing your body. You should breathe deeply. Taking a nice inhale and relaxing exhale. And then when you're ready, come back to center. And so that you have to know whether or not this is okay for your back. But bring your knees up to your chest and wrap your elbows around your knees and just begin rolling from side to side. And you have to be mindful of the person next to you because you're all kind of tight together. Ideally, it's a massage for the spine. It's a massage of your spine. And then when you feel ready, you come to center and roll forward and back. You have to watch your head against the wall there. And when you feel ready, you come all the way up to seated. So welcome back to planet Earth. It's still July 11th.
Yes. Oh, that was amazing. It sounded like an elephant was in the room. When you played this song,
Yeah, there were some interesting sounds. So let's go ahead and tune out, and then we can talk a little bit more. So again, seated, whatever works for you on your heels, cross-legged, however, rubbing your palms together in front of your chest. Feel the heat, really rub them together so you feel heat. Bring it together at the chest. We're going to chant Sat Nam, 3 long Sat Nam. So inhale. Your eyes are rolled, looking at the third eye point. Deep inhale. Stay here, sitting in stillness and silence, just kind of taking everything in, just breathing in a relaxed fashion. Enjoying the spirit of camaraderie, the spirit of family, the day after the full moon, so that creative period is still percolating into our lives. Enjoying this time in the evening when the temperatures become more manageable here in the Phoenix area. Just taking a moment to reflect within, noticing how does your body feel? Different, same? Just kind of accepting, taking the fullness of your experience in, warm-ups, the meditation, the gonging, whatever you experienced, or maybe you just fell asleep for the whole time, which always happens to me. I radiate blessings of love and compassion to all beings everywhere. Deep gratitude.